And our first performer this evening is our most recent past president, Bill Smith.
How's everybody tonight?
Fine. Anybody else, I guess, is
sorry.
good.
Who is happens to be
This one smells
embarrassing time.
Pebble in your shoe.
Delicious.
It smells like feet. It smells like flowers now.
You know, getting on the serious note, I don't know how many people get the magic magazines, but there's always lots of good tricks in it. There's always something of interest for everybody. It's not like to present a selection of what's of interest to you. Sorry.
Why so fast?
Bill was enjoying it there.
I need the assistance of somebody tonight. Would you come up and help me, please? It's easy. It's painless.
Go, sure. In that case, you will.
Do we have a chair for you? Right there, make yourself comfortable. You know that inside everybody's house, there's something that always watches what you're doing, something that knows what you're doing at every second. 1984 is coming up. George Orwell is not far off, but it's already here. There is something that sits on everybody's kitchen counter. It can see, it can read your mind. It tells you exactly what you're thinking at every given time. Your kitchen toaster. Now, believe it or not, this little gadget knows exactly what you're thinking. Sherry, for the next 30 minutes, travel with me into the beyond. What I'd like you to do is select a card. Now, just tell me when to stop. Stop. You gotta say it quick.
Stop.
Right there. Would you take a look at the card? Remember what it is. Don't show it to me or the toaster. Remember, let the audience see it. Don't show it to me or the toaster. Sherry, would you put that card between both of your hands so no one can see it? I'd like to demonstrate something for you. Sherry, what does the word M-O-S-T spell?
Most.
Most. What does P-O-S-T spell? What do you put in here? No, you put bread in here. See, they're doing it already. They're controlling your mind. Sherry, don't let me or the toaster see that card. I want you to concentrate. Let nothing disturb your concentration upon that toast. Concentrate. Remember what your card is. Don't let anything disturb it.
She likes that one.
Concentrate on that card. Let nothing disturb it. Concentrate on that card. Sherry, just concentrate. Let nothing disturb your concentration. Let nothing disturb it. I'm running out of props.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch, obviously you have a mind that cannot be read very easily. Steve?
Something burning.
Watch out for the sprinkler overhead.
Sherry, what was the name of that card you took? Four of diamonds. And a host. No, that's all. Now, I almost forgot. This is the favorite part of my show. It's when I get to answer that question, which is quicker, The hand for the eye. Go! The eye! Thank you.
He did that one very well.
Yeah, he belongs here. Well, I'd like to thank you, Bill. I'm afraid I can't, but I'd like to.
Can I have the toast, Bill?
Yeah, that's SAM21's answer to Rip Taylor there, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I need to know, who was president first? Was it Walt or was it Storm?
Must be wrong.
Must be Walt. Well, from our most recent past president to our least recent past president will be Walt Umberfield.
Turn your pacemaker on, Walt.
Yeah. Thought you were gonna wait to put the old guys last.
That's Bob.
Is that your friend? I didn't know how many new people would be here, so I kind of pulled away from what I normally do in my act because I've been doing the same 15 tricks for 25, 30 years. So I decided to go and see if I couldn't pull out a little something that's a little different. Let's see if we can. Paper. Have 1, 2, 3 pieces of rope. This is kind of a variation of the Lincoln ropes. One, 2, 3. I'm sure you all recognize this. This is my fish net. This is a little routine that I wrote up in the MUM about 20 years ago, and I thought you might like to see it. This is how I missed out on a good fish dinner one time. My wife gave me this special fish net for Christmas one year, and all you have to do is you see it's just a regular old fish net, and you run down to the lake and you wave it around over the lake, and all of a sudden you find you have a nice fish. Now I figured that this is a pretty good fish, so I can take it home and have a good meal. So I put it back in the bag, and I started off toward home when the game warden came along and he said, "You been fishing?" I said, "No." He said, "You sure?" I said, "Yeah, I don't have any fish." He said, "Well, okay, go ahead, run home." So I got home and I said to my wife, "Hey, you ought to see, what a terrific fish." Yeah, where'd he go here? I don't believe it.
That's the one that got away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big too.
There he is. There's a fish I caught. She says, fine, but you're going to have to do the cleaning. I'm not going to clean it. So I said, okay, I'll take a shower, then I'll come down and clean it. So I put him back in the fish net. And when I got through with the shower, I came down. I went in the bag to get the fish so I could clean it. And lo and behold, I found that I had now only the skeleton of a fish. Because you see, while I was up there, the mean old cat got in there. And that's how I lost out on my fish dinner.
Thank you, Walt. Well, we've had our most recent past president and our least recent past president, which some might confuse with the oldest past president, which I warn you against, because the oldest past president is not the most least recent past president, which is Ben Cohen. Let's bring him on up.
Don't go away, I want to get up here and see if nobody's left. All right, back. How do you do? I'm not one of the oldest. Just had my 45th birthday, and I'm very proud of it. There's two very, very old widows we're talking. One says to the other, you know, you want to go on a date. Oh, she says, I'm afraid to go on a date. Shame. I'm 80 years old. Well, let's both go on a date. She says, oh no, where are we going to get to? You go, and if you like the date, let me know, and I'll go. So she goes on a date, and the next day, the other one says to her friend, says, how was the date? Oh, my God, do you know that I had to slap him in the face? She says, you mean he was so fresh? No, he said, I thought he was dead. This woman had one of these pressure cookers explode. And terrible crash, and took some skin off her face, and she had to go to the hospital. They had to put the graft and skin on. And who do you think donated the skin? Her husband. Where do you think they took the skin off from? Right there. Weeks and weeks and weeks. He could only sit on one cheek. The other one had to hang off the chair. And she, oh, it healed beautiful, just like it was. No, never a scar, nothing. And she was thanking him one day. She says, John, she said, I don't know how to thank you. You're such a great man to do that. Go through this agony and pain you're going through. I don't know how I ever can be your reward. He says, don't worry, honey. Every time your mother kisses your cheek, I'm rewarded. There's two little boys that were 6 years old, walking along a fence, and there's a big sign on the fence, a high fence, nudist colony. So one kid looks in there, wow, kid says, what do you see? A whole bunch of people. What are they, men or women? He says, I don't know, they haven't got their clothes on. You know, up in Massachusetts, way up in the hills, they have these theaters, you know, they put up plays, wonderful plays. And it's called Nature's Valley. the seats made out of cut trees that are cut, and you sit on them. The stage is all the trees around, also made quaint. Now they put wonderful plays on it. And all of a sudden, one man just duty called, he had to go, so he walks up to the back of the theater, of the place, and says to the usher, "Where's the men's room?" Oh, he says, "We don't have any men's room or waiting room." He says, "Go behind one of those trees, nobody will see you." And so he does. He comes back and he says to the usher, "Is the second act over yet?" He says, "You ought to know, you were in it." And a piece of toilet paper was floating around the White House grounds. And the wind blew it around in a circle, and it blew right into the president's window. And the man who had charge of the crown was following it, ran up the stairs, and the fellow stops him. He says, "You're too late. The president signed it." This is a trick I've done for years. At any magic show that I've seen, I've never seen anybody. This is what my magic club that I belong to are a gold wand they gave me on our 50th anniversary. And I find it a good luck wand. So we take a green handkerchief. By the way, Bill, you did that trick beautiful with the toast. Beautifully.
Well bred.
Yes, all whiskers. Could you have a little butter or something like that? That would go with it.
I saw that up in the Catskill over the bagel.
Yeah? What initial did he put in the hole? I always get a kick out of this, and the audience, 9 times out of 10 get a kick out of it. If it works, see? Now, can you see that very clear? Very clear? Now this is one of my old ones. You fellas have seen me do it time and time again. And I wonder if I can have you come up now. Just get one side. Feel how nice this is. Notice this one's no heavier. Strong enough to hold them and carry them. Now I'll just, this one here. Take it with my pocket. Leave them alone, see? This one here I want to give you a hold. And put your hand down there like that. This one here I'll take down. Put it in like that. Did you feel it go in?
Yep.
Did you? What? They got you? Yeah. Take these two, see, and hold it. Hands down. You did? Oh, come on. You got 3 there. Hop it. I'm going to give you, I'll tell you what, I'll take the, hold the whole 4, see? Tight. All right? Now turn your hand over, but do not hold that open. Now slowly open your hand. Very slow, 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 very good. Thank you very much. Now thank you for giving me The break to give you.
It seems that everybody is the most something, either the most recent, the most retired, the eldest. I don't know who. The only way I can describe our next performer is the most mental. But in any case, Clint Phillips.
Many of you, I know, accused mentalists of deceit and trickery by coming to a magician's meeting and relying on such devious things as extrasensory perception, telepathic powers, or something like that. Well, just to allay any fears that I would attempt to use ESP, telepathic powers, or anything of a supernatural or paranatural process, I'm going to use playing cards tonight from the Magic Castle ordinary gimmick cards. This is a new deck. Break the seal, and of course you know in all new decks of cards, you start off with the jokers, and then they nicely line all the suits of cards up in order. I thought what we would do tonight is take the spades. Always been partial to the spade cards, and work with these 13 cards. Because tonight, using magic cards, we're going to attempt the most amazing coincidence ever known in the history of magic and in the history of minds. Now, Bob, you're right here. Steve, if you would. I'm going to give you the playing cards. And I want you right now, give some of the cards to Steve, if you will. As many as you'd like. Steve, you have some cards now?
I do.
I just told you that, Steve. Steve, I tell you what, give some cards back to Bob. And Bob, I don't know, maybe you want to give some cards back to Steve. And just keep handing cards back and forth until you get tired of this nonsense. And have you both got cards in your hands right now?
Yes.
Okay, stop and very quietly into yourselves. I'd like you to count how many cards you're each holding. All right, you've got that number in mind?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, remember that number. Now, Bob, take the cards back from Steve, if you will. Mix them all up so that it's impossible for me to know any order in which you have it. Okay. One thing I do know for sure is that between the two of you, you have 13 cards, correct?
Seems reasonable.
Now watch carefully, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one card at a time, and I'm going to number them. When I come to the number that corresponds with the number of cards you had in your hand, I want you to remember that card.
Okay.
Okay? Watch carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Now one of those cards, ladies and gentlemen, I showed him, corresponded with the number of cards that you had in your hand. Think of that card, if you will. Steve, if I may with you, watch carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You have a card in your mind. Would you help me out for a moment? Take the cards, mix them up as much as you want. We have 13 cards there, each of the gentlemen thinking of a card now. Would you do this? Would you take take one card out of the pile, one card out, throw it down on the table. Now, would you put 2 piles of 4 cards each down on the table? Any order you want.
Wait.
Wait a minute.
Look.
You've got 4 cards.
4 cards left.
4 cards. How many do you have in your hand?
4, 4, 4.
All right. Now, in any order, put any of those 4 cards. So you put 2 cards on each pile. So we end up with 6 cards. Fair enough. We've mixed the cards up. We have 2 piles. Ladies and gentlemen, the most amazing coincidence that you may see tonight. Gentlemen, when you see your card, I want you to both yell out, stop.
Stop.
Coincidence, ladies and gentlemen.
Truly most mental. That'd be lucky. Now, I know Al, past president back there, he said he'd rather not perform anything. But I'd like to recognize Al as being a past president. But I don't think there's much question, Al, that you don't win this category. Obviously, the most bald past president would have to be Storm Congress.
Good Lord loved some heads very much, the others he covered up with hair.
I agree.
You agree, right? Yeah. Anyway, I wanted to bring some sort of a miracle here tonight. Thought I'd make an effort to make the show educational as well as entertaining. What is this mess? Things I do that at a magician's meeting deserve something. Thank you. Actually, I wanted to show you how we in Magic Land go about doing our laundry. Stole the table. We just use the detergent box. And all you have to do really is to put your, deftly put, that's the one, you can remember that. Deftly put the handkerchiefs down into the box. See how, with some sort of savoir-faire. Then you give the box a little shake, shake, shake on the left and a shake, shake, shake on the right. And the trouble is with this new wash day miracle, every time I do this, my entire laundry comes out tied. That was 2/3 of a pun. P.U. For the Boy Scouts in the group, I thought I'd show you how we go about tying a square knot. You see, some people wonder about tying square knots. When you tie a square knot, you always put the left over the right, and then the right over the left. And the result of that will always be a perfect square knot. If you want to check that out, you notice it's always tied in a square rope. Oh, I had a joke for Clint.
I heard it.
Oh, you're miracle. Now, I know that you've seen some incredible card tricks. What I'd like to show you is a miracle with cards. This is not a trick in any way. I have more sense than to do any tricks before this group. Someone that I don't know, I'd like... Would you be so kind as to think of a card, but before you do that, I want you to think of a card that you'd think that I wouldn't think you'd think of. Do you understand what I mean? Yes. Okay, there you go. Take a look. Pick out one that appeals to you, but try to be tricky. Don't touch it, just think of it.
Oh.
Have you thought of one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, here comes the amazing part of this, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to write the name, hold that by my paper. I'm going to write the name of the card that she only thought of on my card here. Are you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Put that face down here so that you know I don't cheat. Now comes the chance where if you really like fouling up magicians, this is your opportunity, because all you have to do now, of course, I'm going to ask you which card to point to the card that you just thought of, and now comes the opportunity, because all you have to do is change your mind, and the whole
one that I thought of.
the one you thought of that was right here, right? Would you just point to the card you were thinking of? That card right there, is that it?
Yeah.
Did I influence your choice in any way?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, before she selected the card, I wrote the name right here on my business card, and would you be kind enough to tell her what's written there, sir? She selected this card.
Emily.
The name of this card is Emily.
You didn't know? No, it's written right on the back. You can't miss it. She had a free choice. She could have taken Val or Don or Bill or Walt or Alex or Debbie or Gil or Lois or Bob or Helen or Bess or Eve or George or whoever she wanted. But she took Emily.
Very good story.
May as well keep that because I can't use it again anyway. What are the chances of someone else taking Emily again? Oh, my final effect. This is one that hasn't been demonstrated in public for many years, and I brought it out especially for this occasion. This is called stretching a rope. Milburn Christopher made it famous. One takes a small piece of rope, and it's... Isn't that a miracle? Now you know why Milburn is where he is. A collector. Oh. We seem to have some sort of a...
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The rope burns in the string. Now I was noticing when I was in school, you had to be very careful what you said in front of girls. Now you can say anything you want. Well, you can't call them girls. Tangled up on something here. Boy, I don't know. Really. Really tangled. I can't imagine. What?
Going along with our bests and mosts, I've seen this performer perform many times, and for my money, he's the best magical entertainer in the state. So what I'd like you to do is take a card there. Well, I tell you what, why don't you just say stop somewhere. Right there. Grab that one. I thought I was going to say you, didn't I? Let's see, would you take a card there?
Looks like Killian.
Would you take a card there for me, Lil? Good, and would you take a card? One, two, you didn't take a card, did you? Good, I didn't want you to take a card. Would you take a card there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Just 4 cards? No, 5 cards. Oh, why don't you have the cards? There. I tell you what, Avis, I have a felt tip pen. I'd like you to sign the face of that card if you would. Yeah, sign your name right on the face of the card there. Right the picture, Reese, definitely.
Picture on the back.
Across the picture?
Yeah, right across the picture, just so you know that that's your card. And let's see what we're going to do here. Could you place your card back here for me? And top there, pull that in.
I have them, Bob.
Oh, you have one, sorry. Didn't want to forget you there, Lil. Right back about there. I tell you what, hold on to yours for just a second.
All right.
And so you put yours in there like so. And now Lil will take yours there. If I can remember all these, I may earn the title of most mental. And you put yours right about there. That's good. And and I'll take my pen back. Everybody together. That's how I got it. It doesn't write too well?
Well, it's kind of thick.
Oh yeah, I know.
Something.
Yeah. I'd like to do first of all, tell you what, I have a kind of a frame here. Just take the frame apart just so you put the glass in, the backboard and this. Could you just hold on to that for me for just a second? Hold it right on the palm of your hand, just about that's fine. And Steve, forgot to. Did I get your card? We'll see what happens here. I have a handkerchief here. And we're going to wrap the deck inside the handkerchief. So. And Lil, what was the name of your card?
Heart.
It was a heart?
Four, if you want, do you want the number?
Yeah, the number 2.
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts. What was the name of your card?
4 of diamonds.
Something's going wrong here.
Somebody must take it.
7 of diamonds. That was your card? Huh. I tell you what, would you turn over that frame there, too? 7 of diamonds. Let's see where we're going here. And let's try it again. Wrap these right up like that. And Lil, you said your card was the 4 of diamonds, right?
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you said diamonds.
Right.
You didn't say
4 of hearts.
4 of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought, the 4 of hearts. And shuffle up here, Steve. What I'm going to do is make your card fly right out of the pack. Oh, and is that the 4 of diamonds?
It is.
And back over here, I think we had 2 cards selected. I'm going to do both at once. Yours here is the 2 of diamonds, and Henry, I believe you had the ace of hearts. Is that correct? You had the 2 of diamonds, and you had the ace of hearts? I thought you had the 2 of diamonds, and you had the ace of hearts. You had the 2 of diamonds. Yeah. You had the 2 of diamonds there, and you had the ace. That's right. You had the ace of hearts. Very good. Okay. Now, Avis, let's see. Would you like to see your card fly out of the deck, or would you like to see it penetrate the handkerchief?
Penetrate the handkerchief.
Pick up just like that. And hold it up just like about so. And all we have to do is shake. And the name of your card was?
Queen of hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. That's the jacket. Claudia shows the Queen of Hearts.
Yep.
Huh. No? I tell you what, I don't think it could have been the Queen of Hearts because you see I have a wallet here. And inside this wallet there is a zippered compartment. Open that up there. Inside the zippered compartment I've placed a wallet. And I placed an envelope. And if we tear open the envelope, inside there is a card. If you open your hand up, excuse me. Just put your hand right up there and take out the card. Is that the card with your signature on it? Thank you very much. And we've had a long line of bests and most ball. Right now we have the most. Bob Killian. Anybody have noticed?
Thank you, Bob, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when you come to a meeting like this and you see around you scores of people who love magic, you stop and pause once in a while and you say, But is there anyone here who really believes in magic? For you know, ladies and gentlemen, in a world of non-believers, of skeptics, there are still people who believe. And I'd like to recount to you an experience I had recently in Louisiana. I was down in the bayou country, dock, shrimp boats occasionally came in. I saw a lady with a group of small children around her. She had a cheap Woolworth's type enameled box. She took off the top of the box. And the children all looked at it. They looked at their reflections, the spaces between their teeth on the top of the box. She was an old woman. Old as sin. She took out a taper. Her hands were gnarly and leathery. She didn't have any trouble as she took the tin and started to smoke the top. And here it'll be twice as fast. The young kids around her, boys and girls, watched with total wonder, anticipation, knowledge that this woman, this old woman, knew things that they may never know, had experienced things that it would not be theirs to experience.
Very similar to the audience here tonight.
She had blackened the inside of the pan. And then she placed it in the sand. On the sand, next to the water. And then she looked at me and she said, "Sir, do you have a coin, a small coin, a quarter, nickel? Does someone have a quarter? How about a quarter? Someone said a shiny coin, a coin that is as shiny, like all coins, it has a date, 1983. She took the coin, oops, still a little hot. She took the coin and she placed it down on the table. And she said to me, "Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in black magic?" I said, "No." I have to confess I don't. It was 1983, this year. She said, "Add them up. 1 and 9 is 10. 8 is 18. 3 is 21. And that's what I did. I added them up. And then she took the can. Will you take a look at that? And there, in the soot in the can, the number is 21. I'll tell you, I don't know how she did it, but I came away saying to myself, maybe, just maybe, all of us should be a little bit more of a believer.
Thank you, Bob. And with that 21, that ends our past president's performances for tonight for Assembly 21. Thank you.